All right, what's up? Happy Friday, everybody. How is you be? How is you be? How is T Dog? What's up? The stream wasn't even live. You're leaving comments and we weren't even live yet. That's weird. Or maybe we were live and I just didn't realize it. I don't know. Nonetheless, appreciate you being on here. How's everybody doing? How is everybody's week? Can you all believe that it is the end of February already? Isn't that it just seems kind of wild to me. Like really wild. All right, so you guys know the routine. Let me go ahead and share this out. Ken, good morning, brother. How are you? Appreciate you jumping on. It's always good to see everybody this morning. We got a special guest that's going to be joining us here in a little bit. So I'm excited about that. And then we're going to do the norm, talk a little bit about some news topics that I found interesting during the week. There's big stuff happened this week. State of the Union. I didn't watch it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't watch that. I'll get into that when that time comes. We had Medal of Honor recipient this week. There's been new bills going out about Olympic defectors. Hillary Clinton's in the news. I'm looking forward to talking about that one. AI, and then of course we got some stuff that we talked about with the shows this week. If you guys missed the Sunday night show with the Double S podcast with Gene Campbell and myself, and Gene had a couple other guests on. I can't think of their names off the top of my head, but we were talking about AI data centers and kind of everything that's going on with the data centers, and I'm seeing more and more of those things popping up in social media and mainstream articles about water rights and the effect that these data centers are having. So anyway, we're gonna excuse me, we're gonna talk about that a little bit more. I'm just kind of killing time right now until our guest gets here. How's everybody's week though? Those of you that are on that are watching this live right now, how has your week been? And I got this on because it was warming up. A lot of the snow up where I'm at has melted, but then I woke up this morning and it's cold today. I'm a little cold. Still getting over a little bit of cold. You can probably still tell I'm a little congested. So bear with me. But nonetheless, big week this week. Big week this week with news and podcast shows. And again, while we're waiting for our special guest to join us here, those of you out there that are podcasters looking to become a podcaster, or maybe you have a audio book, come join Heroes Media Group. We'd love to have you on our platform. Simply go to heroesmediagroup.com, fill out a little form. It'll come directly to me. We'll set up a call with you. Ken, work's been fairly decent. Good. Do you guys still have snow out there? Did you guys, well, actually, I guess the question is, did you get a lot of snow up in Flag for that area? Gene, good morning, brother. How are you? Appreciate you jumping on. We got some people over on the Instagrams too. Thank you guys for tuning in. Much appreciated. Just waiting to see here. I got he's setting up right now. Okay. What else is going on? Like I said, I'm just killing time right now until we have our special guest coming on. There's David. Good morning, brother. Melting really fast. I heard the temperature out west is starting to warm up quite a bit. We're supposed to hit, out here, we're supposed to get high 60s, low 70s next week. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'm done with this cold weather crap. I'm ready for something new. So anyway, what else? I'm just checking my phone here. He's setting up. So I got, like I said, got a special guest coming on. This is T-Dog. Has my stress reduced this week? It is a little bit. Thank you, T-Dog, for asking. Some of you guys, I'll share that since I'm on here. What do we got? David, 70s, 80s there, high 70s this weekend. Son of a gun. That's beautiful weather, fellas. That's great. T-Dog asked if my stress reduced this week. So I had a little issues this week, and it was brought to you in part by I blame some of it. I blame some of the VA for this one. So for the last 8 months, I've been working on buying some property and building a house. And there's certain procedures that you have to go through with the VA, and we get through this whole rigmarole. And after asking for several extensions with the seller, and the seller's this elderly woman whose husband's dying of cancer, and she's a lovely woman and a good human being, and I feel bad for everything that she's going through. But what happened was the VA came back and I didn't get the appraised value that I needed to build the house. And why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this because there's a lot of vets that watch this show, and maybe this is something that you've experienced yourself, or maybe you're going kind of through something similar. And things happen the way they're supposed to. I was stressed out about it. I've been upset about it. And I think even me getting sick had something to do with it, just a little bit. And now I'm chalking it up as like the house that I wanted to build was just too nice for the area, which is really weird, because it's like it was out in the country and whatnot. So I think the process of how the VA works when it comes to new construction loans needs to be revamped a little bit, or a lot for that matter. They make it kind of difficult. You got to go through the process. Your builder needs to be approved, and then you have to have you draw up your blueprints just like anything else, and you got your contractor, and all of that stuff needs to get approved. And then there's this other process, and it's needs to get approved. David, I see what you said there. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it was too nice for the area. It was on 3 acres. It was like 2,000 square feet, and it had a big garage, and it didn't appraise for what it was going to cost. And the VA said it was, that area appraised for X, and it was short, and it was trying to approve it. So then I appealed it, and then when you go through an appeal process with the VA, it literally takes an act of God to fix stuff. And 8 months of dealing with this stuff, I started to tap, and I was like, you know what, this is just not meant to be. And it's frustrating, and I don't think that when a veteran is trying to build a house and use their benefits, it shouldn't be as difficult as a process as they're making it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. We got our special guest in the green room right now, so I'm going to bring him on. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's special guest is a United States Air Force veteran, and he's the mastermind behind a new event called Military Creator Con. You guys have heard me talk about this event coming up in April in Arlington, Texas. He is the mastermind behind this. He's my good friend, Mr. James Van Pooyn, aka VP, aka I thought we were friends.
VP, you're gonna dust that off, man. No, I appreciate the nice introduction. I'm honored to come on your show, and I appreciate you. As you know, we've known each other quite a while. You're one of the first people. Well, actually, you're probably the first person, definitely in the military space, that reached out to me when I first started podcasting and getting into this craziness. So, thank you.
Absolutely, brother. It's been a pleasure. As James mentioned, folks, I've known James for about 10, 11 years. He was getting out of the Air Force and starting into podcasting, and we linked up, and And then we met up in 2020 at Podfest. He asked me to be one of the speakers at this event within the event, Military Creator Con, and this is so James is kind of the mastermind behind this. So James, I want to dig into this a little bit, man, and tell the listeners and the viewers, like, what is Military Creator Con, and kind of like give us a backstory of how it started and why you started it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we hit on some of it. So when I was coming out of the Air Force, I did 20 years in the Air Force and finished up at MacDill in Tampa. The unit I was in the last 5 years, I was kind of in my whole career, I was mostly tactical communications, meaning I would go to a lot of different locations, especially from the years 1995 to 2015. It was a pretty busy 20-year span. So I spent a lot of years, as we say, downrange or places like that.
Yeah.
So my last 5 years was no exception in Tampa. I sort of joked, but I barely knew my neighbors. That's about how much I was around. So we were either, somewhere in the state of Florida or in the United States training somewhere, or overseas somewhere, active missions. So the last year before I got out, I started, I knew I was going to get out and retire. So I was like, okay, let me go meet some people in the business community in Tampa. I knew I wanted to get into business. I just didn't know what. Definitely didn't know anything about podcasting. As far as I knew what it was, I remember listening to sports podcasts, 2007-8, people like Jim Rome right back then. So I knew what it was. I just didn't know that, kind of anyone could do it and be a thing. So I've found a group of people in Tampa. There was a guy named Chris Krimitsos and his wife Katie, who I met Chris and Katie in January of 2014. And in February 2014, she launched her podcast at the time that was called Biz Women Rocks. They were teaching us kind of as a business community the lessons learned that she was getting. So I started that last year. I was fortunate to be able to help Chris do events as well, his local business events. He did a business symposium and a Christmas in July each year. And so as Podfest started, as I was getting out, it just kind of fed into this. I helped Podfest as though it was my own conference. So I was learning the behind the scenes. And then I was also meeting not only vendors and people that own these companies that had things related to podcasting, but also I met other people that were doing other social media events and podcasting events as well. So I started getting invited, especially with my tech background, to help other events as well. So I knew sort of events was in my future. I just didn't quite know what at the time. And so as we were going into 2020, I remember mid 2019, Chris, because I do a lot of stuff with him, of course, and he was talking about, because Podfest is set up kind of like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday was always kind of almost a beginner's 101 day, so they'd have a one or two training things related to people who have no idea about podcasting whatsoever. And it kind of was almost like a travel day. Like they felt like Friday was the main day where, or Thursday night, they'd have something kind of going into Friday, to where like Friday was more the pro track format. Yeah. And so he's like, let's do these microcons. And they had all these subgroups. And of course, Chris has always been very supportive of the military. He's like, let's do a military creator type microcon that day. And then that's actually when I reached out to people like you, we had, I forget how many speakers that year, but we had several panels. We had a keynote, even, someone that we premiered, who's actually doing great things now as well, who was in the Navy at the time they got out. So Austin Alexander was the keynote that year. But it was, and we had anywhere from 125 to 150 people in the room at any one time. So it was a really good turnout. So, but as people remember, that was going right into COVID.
Yeah. It literally was the week. So I remember it was in 2020 was in March, and it was like the week before COVID, because I remember leaving that event, getting home, and like 2 days later, like the world changed.
Right. So that kind of, and I remember actually even helping Chris with Podfest, like the few days going into Podfest. Chris, for as much as an event is pressure and a lot of things can go wrong, I think that year I never really seen Chris that, I don't say nervous. I don't even know, just like, oh no, like hopefully we can do this steps, because nobody knew what to do, right? So they, we're doing how many, like we'll mark on the badges if someone wants a, like contact or not, or how many feet apart, and all those things, and make sure we had hand sanitizer and things like that. It was very much a big thing, right? Obviously, a few days later, everything closed down. But so just after that, right, we were able to do the event, had a great military creator con. So then during COVID, Chris was like, hey, even though we can't do it in person, let's do it virtual, not only Podfest, but the microcons. So we did a couple different military creator cons during COVID time period. We had, again, some similar, I can't remember. I think you might have even spoke at that one, but anyway, so we had some of the same speakers come and some new speakers come and speak during COVID. And then as COVID ended and Podfest kind of came back, we had always wanted to do it on its own, but we wanted to do it so many years with Podfest. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Last year, we did our last one day as a microcon with Podfest. It was great. We had our own, we sold our own ticket. We had our own sponsors. And, Joe from Mopod is not only a board member and a great friend, but has supported us from kind of the beginning. He said, I love what you guys are doing. If I can help, he's got event background as well. So him and his company have been great to get behind us. So this last year, of course, we said we thought we always wanted to do it in the middle of the country, but we had talked about going somewhere where, kind of both sides of the country could get there. Texas is a great state for military, big military presence. So we started looking early last year and fell in love kind of with Arlington, Texas, signed an agreement with the hotel that we're going to do it there for 2 years. So we're there this year and next year. And of course, then came the heavy planning, right? So, and then also around the same time too, in 2021, I met who I'm now married to, who was a jewelry designer, built a big business designing her specific, very unique jewelry, and was very well known for that. Her mom's a famous artist. Her family's in the entertainment industry. So I think that helped too, to have someone that knew creatives so well. So we really wanted to build a home for all these areas, right? Whether it was a filmmaker, a comedian, authors, woodworker, like all the different people that maybe are doing similar things, but maybe bringing everybody together, we could do more creative things together. So that was really the spirit behind this, is because it can be a lonely space. I know I'm fortunate when I got out to have some podcast conferences, but there's nothing really in the military space for podcasters or for creatives, or like, hey, I'm going to get out of the military and do something, in a specific area that I don't know much about. We want to, this kind of creative in nature, even a lot of entrepreneurship that is creating a thing that's not there, or inventing something, or, when you think about the military space with innovation and tech, we really want to have a place where, all those people that kind of are trying to figure it out all on their own all over the world can have a home, kind of a home base, if you will. And that's what we've created with this conference.
So you guys can see here on the screen, April 16th, 17th, and 18th. It's at the Hilton Arlington Hotel in Arlington, Texas. You can go to militarycreatorcon.com. I always throw the link up in the comment sections, and I'll do that again here in a minute. I got to say, this. I want to backtrack here just a little bit, because when James first approached me, was a couple of years ago on this. I've always loved being a part of this. I've always honored anytime James asked me to do something. I always like I said, James and I have been friends for a long time. So anytime he comes to me, we bounce ideas off each other, and he's like, what do you think if we did this in its own event? And I was like, hell yeah, man, it's a no-brainer. There's nothing really like it. And it started, and it's more than just, we're talking a lot about podcasts because you got two podcasters here that we have been podcasting for a long time, but we understand the importance of the creator side of it. And I really want to kind of highlight that just a segment, because I think the lineup that we have this year, and again, folks, go to militarycreatorcon.com right now. You can see on the website who the speakers are, and just the type of people that are coming into this year. It is, I mean, we got an all-star lineup. And how many people uh like requested to speak this year? I mean, we had to turn a lot of people. You guys had to turn a lot of people away. You guys have
I
in
want somewhere in the neighborhood of 130 applications, I think.
crazy, right? And this is the first year that we're announcing this, and the first year that we're doing this. So the fact that we've had that many people, and there's some great speakers, and they've got a lot of great things planned for this event. This is the event where if you miss this first year, I guarantee you'll be at next year's, because you're not going to want to miss it. Like, this is going to be a huge event.
Yeah, and I appreciate your help too, Adam. I mean, a lot of what we're doing now and able to do is because of you and your support. So I do thank you for that. But
Of course.
as you on the team with us, kind of firsthand how far we've come, and we're really proud as a team
Yeah.
to bring.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
It's exciting to see all of this come together, and there's an all-star cast that are behind the scenes. I mean, we got a whole bunch of people behind the scenes that have worked endlessly to see the success of this, and it is super exciting. Here's the thing right now: if you go to militarycreatorcon.com right now, they got a last chance offer that you can apply at checkout. It's $10 off right now on the website. Ends March 31st. That's going on right now. So go to the website and get your tickets today. I'm telling you, there's only a few tickets left. You want to make sure that you get in on this.
Also, Adam has a promo. I think you have a promo that you
Yeah,
can
I got a
get
promo. You go HMG 10 as well, and you can get a discount there. But again, just the all-star cast on the lineup that we have for speakers and the events that we're going to be doing, like, I'm excited. I'm coming in early to help set up. And I'm staying later because it's one of those things where it's like there's a lot of people that are speaking and that are going to be at this event that I've never met, that I've always kind of wanted to meet. So I'm kind of excited about just that, the networking opportunity that you have at this event and stuff as well. So hats off to you, brother. You're killing it.
No, thank you. And I think, there may or may not be some karaoke on Wednesday night, and that's, the before. But I
Yeah.
think if anybody's ever gone to events, you want to come early and stay late if you can. I know the closing night is definitely can't miss. We were just in Dallas. We got back this week, but we were there for almost 3 weeks, and we went to the Speakeasy where we're going to have the closing party.
Oh, yeah.
Just top notch. Just a great place.
Can you say where we're going to have it?
Yeah, the Speakeasy is at the Choctaw Stadium, which is the old Ranger Stadium right across the street from where the Rangers play now.
Yeah.
And it's about a mile and a half from the hotel where we're going to be doing the event at. Of course, Arlington, or the Hilton in Arlington, is where the conference will be. So Thursday, there's special thing, which is information on the website, but Christopher Lockhead, a friend of mine, Jamie J, will be doing a intensive business, very specific, very limited amount of people in the room to, kind of go from where they're at in their business to the next level related to creating kind of its own category of business. And, Christopher Lockhead, which a lot of people don't know who that is, maybe is going to be our keynote as well. Then on Friday morning for the opening, he's not, he's just got a lot of insight and background. He's been a part of multiple businesses that grew exponentially. He's a kind of coined the phrase CRM, which is interesting. So, but we were on his podcast a few weeks ago, which just launched yesterday, which was cool. We listened to, but he couldn't be more excited to be a part of what we're doing. He said, not only does he want to be there this year, but wants to be there in the future, and really, is going to give as much of his time as he possibly can while he's there. So, just that alone, people may not know who he is, but, look him up before. And, there's, like you said, you mentioned so many good speakers you know, I know it'll be tough to beat this next year. That's all I'll say. But I'm excited. It's gonna be here before we know it. It's gonna go fast. And it's not just the sessions and speakers, but to put yourself around so many people doing so many amazing things.
You said it right there. It's the camaraderie and the people that are gonna the stature of people that are gonna be. I mean, this was built for military personnel, and we should probably be a little more specific on that. When we say military, you're talking about spouses. You're talking about the children. Like, it's all the military. This is a military family oriented event held for military personnel, all like not just the service member, but the spouses, for the kids, and it's for the creative side of this community, and everybody that has been a part of this, putting it together. There's a lot of people. There's several people on the team that are non-military affiliated, that just believe in what this event is all about and the purpose behind all of this, and to see everybody come together to make this come to fruition is just, it's been an awesome experience. I'm honored that I was even asked to even take part of it. So thank you guys for asking me to be a part of this. It was a no-brainer in my book, but I'm definitely looking forward.
Absolutely.
So, James, before we let you go, man, anything else you want people to know about?
Well, I mean, I just want to mention, there'll be a lot of exciting things too. We're doing a casino night. There'll be some cool things that we'll be raffling off. One, we're gonna have 4 tickets to the Boston Gardens. I've never been myself, so floor level seats. So that's a really, really good giveaway that we get to give. We appreciate all. We've gotten some great sponsors this year. We brought on AFES. We really want to help facilitate getting veteran and military-owned companies more into the base exchange and things like that. So we're working on those relationships to help our people kind of coming behind us and active duty and things like that. But also the VFW is on with us. So we got some pretty cool things happening, and you're definitely not going to want to miss. I appreciate your audience and your time, and I also love that you said, I mean, we've talked to so many people that we find out almost everybody but them was in the military. And so we considered those people part of who we want to be at Military Creator Con with us. So it's definitely not only about the military members or retirees or things like that. It's a big family with everyone, and we want to bring all of us together and do more things collectively as a group. So really excited about what we've put together for this year.
I love it. We got a comment here. David Gordon, midgets, Jello wrestling. That's probably next year. We couldn't get clearance on that. We tried, believe it or not. We actually tried. But
yeah, we're taking ideas though. We're always taking ideas. probably a little too late for this year, but definitely for next year if we can't put it in this year.
And no, I'm not singing. Nobody wants to hear. I can't hold a tune to save my life. I can lip sync. I'll do like a Milli Vanilli impersonation, but other than that,
we're trying to put together a karaoke thing. So I found a veteran-owned place called Hot Fusion in Fort Worth. So they do karaoke on Wednesday night. So I'm hoping to talk to Joe. Joe from Mopod has a karaoke podcast. So maybe we can kind of do an unofficial kind of get together there on Wednesday night and have some fun. So in support of a military veteran-owned. Macy was in the Marines and has had it for 9 years. So we definitely want to show support for people in the area as well. So.
And that's another thing. There's so many veteran-owned companies being a part of this group as well. April 16th, 17th, and 18th, Arlington, Texas. If you're not there, sorry, you're missing out. Then that's your loss. I mean, we're gonna do. James and I are gonna be there. I mean, just the two of us being there should be
enough
for you guys, right? It's like, I thought we were friends, right? So, that's a little inside joke between James. Listen, brother, I appreciate you jumping on with us and sharing this, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing you.
Can't wait. Thanks, Adam.
April, brother. Take care, bro.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Yep. All right, folks. I gotta tell you, man, April April 16th, 17th, 18th. I put it in the comment section below. Military Creator Con. Get your tickets now. They got promo codes that are out there. And this is an event you don't want to miss. So, and I'll put it up here one more time. Boom. And if you know, me and James, I mean, they were so good they put us on the marketing for it. I don't know what's anyway, I love it. What do we got here? We got a comment here. People's Patriot Project. Anybody? Does anybody know a Jeremy Daniels? Jeremy Daniels. If anybody watching knows Jeremy Daniels, please reach out to us privately. U.S. Border Patrol is watching this podcast now. Thank you, U.S. Border Patrol. That's random. Cool. Jeremy Daniels. There's an issue. If somebody knows Jeremy Daniels, please reach out. All right, let's dive into some news topics for this week. All right. What do we got this week? New bill slams Olympic defectors. This caught me off guard, but I guess there's a Representative Andy Ogles from Tennessee, Republican out of Tennessee, is leading a bill penalizing U.S.-born athletes who represent other countries in international sporting events. This is really a thing, I guess. Rob, no, it's true. Uncle Rob, I'm telling you. Yeah, it's the bill called officially limiting yearly money procured by individuals concerning sportsmanship act. That's too long. Why are you creating something that long? That should be a law not to create bills that are more than 3 or 4 words. That's just ridiculous to me. Oh, wait. Next line says, or the Olympic Act. See, that's all you had to say. Why lead with that? That's anyway. It takes aim at U.S.-born Olympian Eileen Gu. Have you guys seen this? She represented China in the 2026 Winter Olympics. She was born and raised and trained in the United States. She also attends school in the U.S., yet she competed for China. What are you guys' thoughts on this? What are you guys' thoughts on being American, born in America, raised in America, trained in America, went to school in America, everything America, 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 and then you go compete and represent another country in the Olympics? Would you be, is that a little bitter? Maybe. Any American who works with a foreign adversary is not only betrayed our country, but must be stripped of all benefits from doing so. That may seem a little extreme. That is why I'm ensuring that the IRS takes every dollar earned by athletes like her, end quote. And this is from Representative Andy Ogles out of, so it seems odd, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Well, yeah, okay. So T-Dog says there's a lot of athletes that compete for other countries but go to school in the USA. Great, but a lot of those athletes are from other countries. They happen to go to school in the United States. This one here, she was born in the United States. She's a U.S. citizen, born in the United States, trained, born and raised in the U.S., but competed for China. That skier is a traitor. Yep, I get it. Yeah, I think this is kind of a traitor as well. What do we have here? Pakistan officially declared war on Afghanistan last night or this morning. Shocker. T-Dog, what do we have here? I knew someone couldn't make the U.S. team but could qualify for another country, so they registered with that country to take their shot. So where are the rules in this then? It's, where do you draw the line of, hey, I didn't make it in the Olympics for the United States, so I'm going to go represent another country? I mean, let's play devil's advocate for a second. It's kind of like I wasn't good enough to make this team here, but so I'm going to go try out for this other team and make it there. One could argue that, I guess. But I don't know all the details on like what the Olympians get. Maybe there's certain benefits and something that they got. This guy, I mean, uh, the guy leading the bill on this seemed a little bitter by it, and I get it. I mean, I think if you're born in the United States, you trained in the United States, you were raised in the United States, and then you go compete for some other country, that seems a little extreme. But I don't. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Anyway, I threw that in there. I thought you guys would appreciate the comments. Keep them coming. Next up, I'm kind of excited about this one. Hillary Clinton. She appears for a deposition. Yeah. What do you guys think happened? Goddamn thing. Oh, hold on a second. Let me go back up. David just made a comment here. The skier was paid $14 million. Is that true? I don't have confirmation on that. But if you paid $14 million, you went and represented another country. Now I can see why the representative wants that person taxed. I don't know why the representative. I wonder how much the representative is making. Yeah, that's crazy. $14 million. All right, moving on. Hillary Clinton appears for deposition. She shared her opening remarks on X, claiming she had, quote, no idea about the criminal activities, nor does she recall ever encountering Mr. Epstein. She never flew on his plane or visited his island when her husband did. I mean, I'm sorry. I added that. That's my bad. I'm sorry. I added that last part. That was me. That's not what it said. I added that. She never visited the island or home offices, end quote. In fact, she also stated, quote, I'm horrified by what we have learned about their crimes. It's unfathomable that Mr. Epstein initially got a slap on the wrist in 2008, which allowed him to continue his predatory practices for another decade, end quote. How many? I mean, I'll move on. She also said, you've compelled me to testify, fully aware that I have no knowledge that would assist your investigation in order to distract the attention from President Trump's actions and character. This is the Clinton that I know. Always dodging it and pointing it back to Mr. Trump, President Trump. It's just one of those things. Is this just a distraction? Yeah, this is how I'm taking this one. Let's be honest. Anytime anytime anybody from the Clinton administration, somebody from the Clinton camp says something, you got to just assume at this point that it's a lie. Because look at all the crap they've gotten away with. Now, with that being said, now that Hillary has done her deposition, is anything going to happen? Probably not. There'll probably just be more stuff that comes out that tries to get you to sway one way or the other. Put the puzzle pieces together, folks. If you're into that kind of thing, if you're into really trying to figure out what's real and you like putting puzzle pieces together, do a deep dive into this. I guarantee you, it'll keep you busy for a while. Moving on. Gene, I agree with you there. Yep. Trump AI data center electricity plan shields ratepayers. Here I'm going to say something that is probably going to be an unpopular comment, and I don't care. I don't think this administration is doing a great job right now, and I'm going to share one of those reasons why. President Trump announced during Tuesday night's State of the Union address that major technology companies have agreed to cover more of the electricity costs required to power artificial intelligence data centers. The move is designed to prevent rising energy demands from driving up utility bills for American families. Most of us would think that this is a good thing. I think this is bullshit. Not bullshit in a sense of, and I said it, I apologize for any children in the room. I think this is BS because it makes it look good and it sounds great, but It smells and it reeks of crap. If you missed the AI, Sunday night, I was on the Double S podcast with Gene Campbell. Gene, I think you're still on here. We talked about AI data centers and what's happening in the country right now with these AI data centers, particularly Arizona. David, Ken, if you're still on, Rob, you guys down in Arizona, they want these big data centers and they require a lot of water. Why the hell are you putting these giant data centers in the middle of the freaking desert when you already have low water supply in Arizona? I lived in Arizona for 25 years. I've got friends that are on watching this show right now in Arizona. Why the hell are we putting data centers in the middle of the desert? David, I'm going to put your comment up there because that's a damn good point. These data centers take up a lot of electricity, and they're going to take up a lot of water. And the other thing is some of the, and I can't remember, and I wish for the love of everything that I would have saved the article that I read. There was a video going around, and it was somewhere out east here, somewhere up and down the East Coast, somewhere where these families were running into shortages of water. They couldn't shower, they couldn't water their grass or anything like that because these AI data centers were consuming so much water. So the water rights of the people were taken away, and they could not. And then the water was bad. It was testing toxins in the water. This is happening, and it's not being addressed. They want, oh God, I could go on about it. These AI data centers, we've got to get a hold on this, and we really need to start putting pressure on the people in offices that want these AI data centers around. This is, initially there was talks years ago. You want to do these AI data centers, build them out in the ocean, and then you're talking environmental issues out there, what the effects it's going to have on the marine life and so on, and then running those cords into the mainland. Well, then you're dealing with the states and how the states are going to house. It's just a big thing. I'm not happy about this. And it's something I hate to say it, but I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I'm hoping that's not the case. David, I get it. Arizona is turning into it's Maricopa County specifically. You can go to Arizona and go outside of Maricopa County and outside of Pima County. Everything else, great. I tell everybody if I was to move back to Arizona, it'd be up north where it's beautiful. I don't get me wrong, Phoenix and that Maricopa County, it's gotten too big for me. That's just me. Moving on. Guys, who is one of the people I love to talk about? Bill Gates. He's back in the news, right? And he's apologizing for his relationship with Epstein. Ha! I can't make this up. This came from the Wall Street Journal. And then it came from there was a couple other sources. Maybe look this up. Bill Gates apologized to his employees at the Gates Foundation regarding his relationship with the one Jeffrey Epstein. That's true. The outlet Wall Street Journal obtained a recording from Gates which features him stating he did nothing illicit. I can't say the word. You guys know what I'm talking about. And saw nothing illicit during his time with Epstein. But then he does say, I did have affairs, one with a Russian bridge player who met me at bridge events, and one with a Russian nuclear physicist who I met through business activities. End quote. Oh, God. Sorry, that was funny. So to be clear, I never spent time with any victims, the women around him, Gates said, as per the Washington Journal or Wall Street Journal, excuse me. It is a huge mistake to spend time with Epstein. I apologize to other people who are drawn into this because of the mistakes that I made, end quote, from Bill Gates himself. Yeah. Again, how that guy is still drawing breath is, yeah. Anyway, State of the Union. How many of you watched the State of the Union? I did not. I did not watch the State of the Union this week. Why? It's just I'm sick of the politics and everything like that and everything that's going on. So I wasn't going to waste my time watching that. But I did see, however, Army helicopter pilot wounded during the Maduro raid receives Medal of Honor during the State of the Union. This part I did see. I went in to watch this, and I've seen the highlights of it. President Donald Trump presented the Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, the United States helicopter pilot wounded during the raid in Venezuela. And he was honored with the Medal of Honor on Tuesday during the State of the Union address. Chief, thank you. Chief Warrant Officer 5. And I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that he was the first CW5 to receive the Medal of Honor. I read that somewhere, I think. So that's cool in and of itself. It's awesome. One of the best speeches. Okay. All right. I may have to go in, David, and watch some of the highlights of it. Here's one that's going to rub you the wrong way because I talked about China earlier. I'm going to talk about China now. But ex-Air Force pilot arrested for allegedly training Chinese military pilots without authorization. This is coming in. This happened. It hit the news articles yesterday. I've known about this since the beginning of the week. A former U.S. Air Force fighter pilot who once trained American service members on advanced combat aircraft, to include the F-35, has been arrested and accused of illegally training Chinese military pilots. Federal prosecutors said on Wednesday, this was on Wednesday that he was arrested. The Department of Justice, the DOJ, said that Gerald Eddie Brown Jr., whose call sign is Runner, was taken into custody in Jeffersonville, Indiana, and charged with providing and conspiring to provide defense services to the Chinese military pilots without authorization. When you want to go work for another country, and it deals with any type of military stuff, you have to have authorization by the United States government first. Excuse me. Prosecutors said that he violated the Arms Export Control Act, a federal law that regulates the export of U.S. defense articles, services, and military technology, and requires government approval before they can be shared with foreign governments or nationals. That's what I just said. So what happened was this guy, former pilot, he went in, and I've reading some of the other articles. This one came from Fox. I've seen another one from CBS and some other places. And I got this from a reliable source in one of the agencies. Said that this was going to hit this week. Mr. Brown went over to China and had the technology. Used to train on the F-35s and some of the other aircraft that we have in the United States Air Force, and was allegedly training the Chinese Air Force how to defend against said aircraft, U.S. aircraft, and defense. Yeah. So this is one of those things where it's like, oof, this is not going to end well for one Mr. Brown Jr. So that's kind of in the news. Not a lot, but yeah. Yeah. Gene. Yeah, it's crazy. What's this? What does David say here? Encourage everyone to Google Captain Royce Williams. Okay, cool. Everybody, Google Captain Royce Williams. Apparently, there's an epic story there. Let's check that out. Yeah, bigger. Yeah, the pilot is a even bigger trader than the skier, and I'm willing to bet the pilot didn't get paid as much as the skier either. Anytime that you are willing to go to a different country and then teach our defense tactics or how to overcome our objectives with any type of military equipment, you are what I like to call a douchebag. And that's the technical term, I believe. I don't make the rules, but I'm sharing that. So, if there was a douchebag award, I think Mr. Brown would allegedly get it this week. Because he hasn't been found guilty yet, so that's why they're saying alleged. But on stuff that I've seen and my resource that I have, it's not looking good. And that alleged is he's going to be turning big rocks into little rocks and little rocks into pebbles. Maybe they'll send him soap on a rope. I don't know. Gene, have a good one, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, let's talk about Military Creator Con. As I mentioned, April 16th, 17th, 18th. Go to the website, get your tickets now. Also, we got coming up. What do we got here? National Social Media Awards coming up June 7th in LA. We'll be attending. We're actually sponsoring, HMG sponsoring one of that event. Go to nationalsocialmediaawards.com. There's a list of about 25 different categories. Each category, you can nominate a veteran for that category. Let's bombard that website and nominate veterans for each category this year. So somebody in the veteran community can win some awards this year. I love it. So check it out, National Social Media Awards. I'm going to get into some of the shows here real quick because we're coming up on time. Double S Podcast, as I mentioned, we went live Sunday night. I was part of it. We were talking AI data centers. If you missed it, you can go through, watch it on YouTube, Double S Podcast, or go to Heroes Media Group because we're on there as well. Women of War this week, the legacy keeper, Edna Cummings, and the fight to honor the 688th, 6888. Great story. I absolutely love military history. Edna Cummings is a trailblazing Army colonel, retired, and the national advocate who has spent the last several years ensuring that the legacy of the 6888 Central Postal Directory Battalion, the first and the only all-black, all-female unit that was deployed overseas during World War II, receives the honor it long deserves. This is such an awesome story, and if you don't know anything about the 6888, it's a pretty cool story, especially if you're a history buff, so check it out. That's Women of War. Check it out. Unbreakable Storm, The Grit Factor, Laura L.J. Jones on healing, high performance, and leading through adversary. Go check that out. It is the Unbreakable Storm podcast. Next up, we got the strategic veteran, Peter Pollock, a retired U.S. Air Force colonel, shares what really happens after a senior officer retires and the structure disappears after 24 years of service. What happens? Find out. The strategic veteran. This disgruntled PM this week, best-selling author Daryl Hobson, project manager, retired fighter pilot, discusses various themes, including angle methodologies, the role of project managers, and the importance of critical thinking. Check it out. This disgruntled PM. Next up, we got Vet SOS podcast. They do like 4, I think they're on to up to 5 now shows a week. They got different ones. This one that I'm talking about, they have Eric Stampler. Everything in life should be in moderation, not excess. So he's a 23-year Navy veteran, retired as a senior chief, and now he's a leader in veteran healing. Grew up in Baltimore, talks a little bit about that. And then talks about transition and what he had to go through. So check it out. That's Vet SOS podcast. And like I said, they do several episodes a week. So make sure you check that out. The British, really, T-Dog. Cool. Speak Up, Show Up, Lead. It's got the new stuff coming out. The Arms Room Show this week, they're discussing sub-second draws and stacking shots. Great episode. Check it out. The Arms Room Show. Next up, Keep It Spiritually Simple with Sandra McEllis this week. The consciousness of addiction, energy, awareness, and expansion. That's this week's topic. Go check that out. Keep It Spiritually Simple. What do we got next? Homefront Sit Rep podcast, from Green Beret to guitar strings. The technician musicians battle after the battlefield. Mr. Michael Allen. Cool dude. Former Army Special Forces Green Beret, who traded combat deployments for chords and lyrics. That was this week's episode. Also this week, Homefront Sit Rep, they did the Tip of the Spear. It is the last Wednesday of every month. A group of podcasters come together. It's like a round table, whole bunch of people on this week. Great topic this month as well. So check it out. They're doubling up for you. Next up, Senior Living Guide. I hope you guys are paying attention. You know who you are. This week, it's all about inflammation at the root of your daily aches and chronic health handles. This week, Dr. Sabrina Russ, a geriatric pharmacist and wellness coach, for a down-to-earth chat about inflammation actually is and why it matters at the age that you're at. I took it kind of personally, quite frankly. But this was a great episode. Check it out. seniorlivingguide.com. Just waiting for the comments. Misfit Nation this week. Matt Johnson on NLP, hypnosis, healing, and subconsciousness was with the Tuesday crew. And then last night, our man, Rich LaMonica, welcomed a good friend of ours of HMG, Mr. Carl Monger, retired U.S. Army Major, Ranger qualified leader, licensed professional counselor, and the founder of Gallant Few, which shout out to Gallant Few. They got a event coming up March 14th, I believe. Go to gallantfew.org to find out more details. Next up, we got Label Free Podcast. This week, Deanna Radulescu sits down with four-time startup founder Lindsay Friedman to unpack the realities of caregiving, long-term care planning, and the emotional toll families face when they are unprepared of taking care of an elderly one. Check it out, Labor Free Podcast. Next up, we got the People's Patriot Project every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. This past week, Monica Crawford of 5-0 Fierce and Fit, author of Stand Tall and Take No Shit. I love it. This was a great episode. Again, every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, People's Patriot Project. Love it. Next up, we got Pushing Back Chaos. They dropped a new episode this week, and they asked the question, are you managing the whole thing, or just the part that makes you look good? What changes when you stop hiding your weakness, even from yourself? They pack a whole ledger principle. Insecure men hide flaws. Arrogant men deny them. Grounded men account for them, and so on. Pushing Back Chaos. Great episode this week. Check it out. Chasing Happiness. This week, Ryan DeMent invites listeners to look beyond the question of why and start asking, what's my purpose? This was a great episode as well. Chasing Happiness. Then last is certainly not least, we got Rise Up, Voices from the Front Line. Every leader leaves a legacy. The only question is whether it heals or harms. Rise Up, Voices from the Front Line. Check that out. Got to give a shout out, pay some bills. Green Valley Hunters Paradise, one of our new community partners this year. Green Valley Hunters Paradise. They've got some hunts coming up. If you're an outdoorsman and you want to hunt, go check out Green Valley Hunters Paradise. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle. Always good to have these guys on board. They got some events coming up here out east. If you're in the Pennsylvania, Maryland, Jersey area, come on down to Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle. You can go to Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle.net to see some events that they got coming up. Forget genetics. You want the animals in your woods? I'm telling you, this is the best stuff on the market. Get the deer in your woods, in your front yard, backyard, wherever you want them. Forgetgenetics.com, veteran-owned, family-run. Love it. And it is tax season, guys, right? You got to go check out our guys over at My Tax Fella. Go to mytaxfella.com. Hit up my man, Anthony Moriello. And then, of course, HMG Beverage. Go check out our sister company. If you want, use promo code HMG10, give you 10% off your purchase of our coffee. That's all the time that we have. I'm over time. That's it. I'm cutting it. Folks, March is right around the corner. It's birthday month for me. So those of you that feel compelled to, send me something, that'd be great. Let me know. I'm just playing. Just come here every week. Come be a part of this every week. I appreciate you guys. Remember, don't get the 45-degree syndrome this week. Get off the internets, get off the phone, get outside, spend time with the family. And remember, protect your minds. Careful what you consume. Until next week, God bless you. God bless America. I appreciate you all. See you guys next week. Take care.